Sometimes when we have a dawat, some function we are going to have, there are those people who will be invited generally. Notice is put up on the masjid board that on certain date there is to be a function, please attend. Then there are those individuals who are closer, who we have more time, more affection for. Cards are sent to them. Then there are those special guests, because of whom probably this occasion is being held. Without them we wouldn't even want to give a dawat. Those special guests, we go to their house and personally invite them. That is what is meant by ukhrijat, personal invitation. And obviously if they are the honored guests, if they have been personally invited, if they hold that mantle of honor, then the allowances that are given to them also are that much more. Dastarkhan is laid out. The servant is bringing the jug of water. As he comes closer, he slips, and a little bit water spills out. Straight away the host will get angry and upset. What's wrong with you? You're blind. Can't you see where you're going? Handle that thing carefully. Retribution immediately. Why? He's just a servant. He doesn't have much importance in my eyes. Then the guest of honor, the one who has been personally invited, the food had a lot of oil in it, his fingers became slippery. He picks the glass up to drink some water, and because his fingers are slippery, the glass slips, and it breaks, it shatters. Splinters of glass fly in every direction, spoil his plate, spoil the plates of one or two people around him, spoil the curry also. Here the host gets up, he doesn't say, what's wrong with you, you're blind, can't you see? He says, don't worry about it, leave it, don't worry about it. Our mistake. Come quickly, clean it up, put another plate for him. Why? He is the guest of honor. Sahabi comes to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Mafhum of the hadith. He says, O Nabi of Allah, I am destroyed. What happened? It was the month of Ramadan. The Sahabi, by his nature, he would become sexually excited very quickly. So he says, I tried to avoid, but towards the latter part of the day, my wife entered the house. And in that, looking at her, I couldn't control myself anymore, and I cohabited with my wife while fasting. What is my position now in the eyes of Allah? What must I do? What kafara should I give? How can I expiate this wrong which I have done? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, cutting the incident so short, briefly, says to him that you have to fast for 60 consecutive days as kafara for the fast of Ramadan which was willfully broken. So he says, O Nabi of Allah, when this happened to me in one roza, in one fast, I couldn't control myself. How am I going to possibly fast 60 days consecutively? So then Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, never mind. If you can't do that, then feed 60 masakeen, feed 60 poor people. He says, O Nabi of Allah, in the whole of Medina, there is no one poorer than me, there is no one more needy than myself. How am I going to feed 60 people? Just then someone brings hadiyah, gift, 2 buckets full of dates. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, take these dates and feed 60 people. Let us pause and consider. In modern day times, this example is like someone was speeding on the highway. No, it is known KwaZulu-Natal, zero tolerance. Nevertheless, he gets caught in the speed trap. Fine is given 120 rand. He said, listen, I don't have the money. So the government gives him the money to pay the fine. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, feed this dates to 60 people. He looks at the dates, then he looks at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he looks back at the dates, then he looks back at Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he says, "Oh Nabi of Allah, there is no one more needy than me in Medina." So then Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Never mind, take the dates for yourself." There is no constitution in the annals of history which will ever put forth a parable of this nature, that one, he did the wrong, then he is given the payment, the fine for himself for the wrong that he did. To that extent, Allah tolerated and Allah forgave this ummah of Janabi Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We have to understand, my respected brothers, that there is a reason for this. Allah does not have rishta. Allah doesn't have lineage or link with anyone. That on the basis of this lineage or link or relationship, one is given superiority over the other. One is treated more leniently than the other. This ummah was given these leniencies. The amal of this ummah was multiplied much more greater than the previous ummahs. This ummah was selected and chosen by Allah. There is no time to go into the various fazail and virtues of this ummah. Let us understand that there is a reason for this. Such virtue Allah granted to this ummah. Faqih Abul Samarqandi rahmatullahi alayhi mentions the riwayat that on one occasion Musa alayhi salam makes dua to Allah, "Ya Rabbi, inni ajidu fil alwahi ummatan humu shafi'una wa humul mushaffa'una yawm al-qiyamah faj'alhum ummati." O my Rabb, I find in the scriptures, in the scrolls, in the Torah that was revealed to me, mention of an ummah to come. They have such honor and status in your eyes that they will intercede before you on the day of judgment and their intercession will be accepted. O my Allah, make this my ummah. The reply is given that, O Musa, this honor has been reserved for the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Again he makes dua, "Ya Rabbi, inni ajidu fil alwahi ummatan kaffaratu khatayahum as-salawatul khams faj'alhum ummati." At this juncture, let us pause, reflect on the veracity of what is taking place. This is a Jalilul Qadr Nabi of Allah, making dua to Allah because of the awsaf, of the qualities, of the favors of Allah that was granted to this ummah. But let us understand that these favors, this status, this honor is linked to sifat. It is linked to attributes. It is linked to amal. If these attributes, if these amal exist in this ummah, then they become worthy of the promises of Allah, which will definitely be granted to them. But if these sifat and these attributes and these amal are no longer found in the ummah, and the ummah has scant disregard for these amal and sifat, then let us understand Allah is Samad. Allah is independent. Allah is not in need of us. He says, "O my Rabb, an ummah is to come. They will perform 5 times daily salah. In return for this, you will expiate. You will wipe out their sins. You will make them sinless." Jummah salah, the masjid is brimming, it is packed. No space. As the brother is leaving the masjid, tap him on the shoulder and ask him that by next week, Jummah salah are you going to come for? He'll say, "What an insulting insinuation. How can you even ask me such a thing? Of course I'll be here." Then in a softer tone ask him, that by Asr Salah are you coming for? He'd say, Inshallah, make dua. Masjid is brimming, Jummah Salah. The next Salah after that, just 2 or 3 safs. This has become the attitude of this ummah to those amal on the basis of which Anbiya made dua for this ummah. To such an extent, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam stressed on this. Al-ahdu alladhi baynana wa baynahum as-salah faman tarakaha faqad kafar. He said the distinction between us and them, iman and kufr, is salah. He who leaves out salah, he has made kufr. Umar bin Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu used to say, La hadza fil Islam liman taraka salah. There is no share in Islam for the one who does not perform his salah. Ali bin Abi Talib radiyallahu ta'ala used to say, Man lam yusalli fahuwa kafir. He who does not perform his salah is a kafir. To that extent are the warnings. Allah is ready. Allah is willing. Perform 5 times daily salah, I will make you sinless. If this is the attitude that the ummah has to the injunctions, to the orders of Allah, to the deen of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah doesn't have rishta or lineage or link with anyone. Allah is independent of us. Once the kuffar Makkah came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and they said, the Arabs generally were a people that were very interested in this question of lineage. Each one knew his lineage. He would say, I am the son of so-and-so, who is the son of so-and-so, who is the son of so-and-so. And it would go back 10, 15, 20 generations. From memory. So they came and they said, make bayan, elucidate, expound, explain, what is the lineage of Allah? Immediately, Jibreel is sent with the surah of the Quran. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Say unto them, He is Allah, He is one, He is alone, He is independent, He does not beget, nor was He begotten, and there is none like unto Allah. Samad, independent, la wazira lahu, la shabiha lahu. There is no advisor with Allah, no like of Allah, no minister with Allah. He is the controller, He is the sustainer, He is the nourisher, He is the maker, He is the breaker. وَهُوَ الَّذِي فِي السَّمَاءِ إِلَهٌ وَفِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَهٌ. He is the ilah of the heavens and He is the ilah of this earth. There is only one decree, one law, one system, one controller of circumstances in the heavens and the earth, and that is Allah. يَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ. Allah does as He wills. يَهْدِي مَن يَشَاءُ. Allah guides whom He wants. يُضِلُّ مَن يَشَاءُ. Allah deviates whom He wants. تُعِزُّ مَن تَشَاءُ. Respect, dignity, honor, status in the hands of Allah. تُذِلُّ مَن تَشَاءُ. Disgrace, downtroddenness, humiliation, nothing to do with lack of science, with lack of technology, with lack of educational systems, with lack of numbers, with lack of wealth. Zillat in the hands of Allah. Allah will bring down whom He wants to bring down. يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. Wealth, affluence in the hands of Allah. وَيَقْدِرُ. Poverty, hunger, want, need in the hands of Allah. Adhaka, happiness in the hands of Allah. Abka, sadness in the hands of Allah. Amata, death in the hands of Allah. Ahya, life in the hands of Allah. Ma sha'Allahu kan, kama sha'a kan, fil waqti alladhi sha'a, ala al-wajhi alladhi sha'a, min ghayri ziyada, wala nuqsan, wala taqaddum, wala ta'akhur, wa ma lam yasha' lam yakun. That happens which Allah wants, in the manner Allah wants, in the time Allah wants, not more than that which Allah wants, not less than that which Allah wants, not before Allah wants, not after Allah wants. وَمَا لَمْ يَشَاء. And that which Allah doesn't want, all the forces of this world can get together, it will never ever happen. Let us understand the plight of this ummah, the situation of this ummah, the difficulties which How we were in America, one dentist gave us his karguzari. He says there was one Islamic conference, and in that one of the dignitaries, he says, he asked me, he says, can't you see how the Muslims are being persecuted? How this ummah is being humiliated across the globe? Where is Allah in all this? Where is Allah? Na'uzubillah. He dared to speak it out loud. How many of us, there is that sickness in our hearts that we are asking this question, where is Allah? So he says, I asked him, that where are you? Where are you going? You are in a hurry. You got one appointment 9 o'clock. You got another appointment 11 o'clock. You are chasing, you are in a hurry. Allah is looking at you. And Allah Ta'ala is saying that I have a fixed, decreed appointment with this nalaik 5 times every day. 5 times every day he has an appointment with me. Yet he is not there, and today we are asking, where is Allah? Promises of Allah for this ummah are many. Look into Quran. وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةِ وَلِرَسُولِهِ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِنَّا لَنَنْصُرُ رُسُلَنَا وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَيَوْمَ يَقُومُ الْأَشْهَادُ وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم وعملوا الصالحات ليستخلفنهم في الأرض ولو أن أهل القرى آمنوا واتقوا لفتحنا عليهم بركات من السماء والأرض ولقد سبقت كلمتنا لعبادنا المرسلين إنهم لهم المنصورون وإن جندنا لهم الغالبون من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة. Pure life for this ummah, izzat for this ummah, dignity for this ummah, honor for this ummah, help of Allah for this ummah, vicegerency of this earth for this ummah, hadith also replete with the honor of this ummah. Yet, lift our eyes up, lift our faces up, away from the pages of Quran, away from the pages of the books of hadith, away from the annals of history, and look at the miserable, pitiable, humiliating picture which this ummah today presents. One wonders, is this the same ummah which the Quran speaks of in such glowing terms? Let us understand, وَمَنْ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ قِيلًا. There is no one more truthful than Allah. Allah's promises are haqq, but Allah's promises are linked to sifat, are linked to attributes, are linked to amal. Allah himself says, Kuntum khayra ummah. You, the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, are the best of every ummah. Why? There is a condition. Allah doesn't have relationship. Ukhrijat linnas. You have been taken out. You have been selected. You have been chosen. You have been sent by Allah for the hidayat of humanity. Abdullah bin Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, Raisul Mufassirin, when he makes tafsir of Ukhrijat linnas, he says, when Allah conceived you in the wombs of your mothers, Allah conceived you for the effort of hidayat. Umar bin Khattab radiyallahu anhuma, when he makes tafsir, man sarrahu an yakuna min hadhihi al-umma falyuaddi shart Allah fiha. He who takes satisfaction, takes pride, is happy that Allah has made him from khayra ummah, falyuaddi shart Allah. Let him fulfill not the condition of the Tabligh Jamaat, not the condition of some organization or group. Shart Allah. Let him fulfill the condition that Allah has placed with this mantle. That you have been taken out. You have been selected for hidayat. Janabi Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was Khatamun Nabiyyin. There is no new Nabi to come. Yet Allah Ta'ala says, Qul ya ayyuhan nas, Inni Rasulullahi ilaykum jami'a. Say unto them, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I am the Rasul of Allah to each and every one of you. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَّةً لِلنَّاسِ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا. We have not sent you but to the entire humanity. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We have not sent you but as a rahmat, a mercy, not just to the Arabs, not just to the non-Arabs of 1400 years ago. Rahmatan lil alameen, a mercy for every alam. Yet only 23 years of nubuwwat, and in that entire period of time, he did not traverse beyond the Arabian Peninsula. What do these ayats of the Quran mean? What is the barakat of the Khatm Nubuwwat of Janabi Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in relation to his ummah? What is that nizam, that system which Allah put in place by which Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam would become a legacy of rahmat and mercy to the last person to come before Qiyamah? My respected brothers, nubuwwat ended upon Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah's qasam, the effort of nubuwwat did not end upon him. He prepared an ummah. He prepared an ummah who had in front of them his own example of sacrifice, of hardship, where everything was given for hidayat. No stone was left unturned. He finished himself. In Taif, Mu'arrikhin write, 6 miles pelted. He would fall down. They would pick him up, force him to carry on running so they could carry on pelting him, carry on insulting him, carry on scoffing at him, carry on setting the ruffians and hooligans upon him. Stone upon stone struck that Mubarak body which is more beloved than the Arsh of Allah. Stone upon stone struck until eventually his flesh split open and blood started pouring down. In one narration, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam speaks of a Nabi, the blood was pouring down from his body. He was coughing up the blood so that it does not pour onto the ground, because that ground upon which the blood of the Nabi has fallen upon, the azab of Allah becomes imminent for those people. Muhaddithin say he was referring to himself, that Nabi was sponging up the blood, and on his lips were the words, Allahumma hdi qawmi, fa innahum la ya'lamun. Oh Allah, guide my people. Oh Allah, give them hidayat. Who was he making dua for? Those who were pelting him. He was making dua for idolaters. He was making dua for his enemies. فَإِنَّهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ, because they do not know. Everything was given. Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha says, one night he came to the house, stood in the musalla, started 2 rakat salah. Tears started pouring down from his eyes onto his cheeks. His beard became wet with tears, till the tears started dripping from his beard. Till Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu came and called him for Fajr Salah. The entire night, one ayat again and again. In tu'adhibhum fa innahum ibaduk, wa in taghfir lahum fa innaka antal azizul hakim. Oh my Allah, if you give them azab, they are only your slaves. And if you forgive them, you are mighty and wise. The whole night. And like this, his whole life was given to prepare an ummah, which Allah says is khayra ummah, the best of every ummah. Why? Because they were taken out. Their day has to become the day of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Their night has to become the night of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Their cry, their pain, their fikr, their concern, their worry has to become that of Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this, Allah has kept the izzat of this ummah. Allah has kept the honor of this ummah. Allah has kept the status of this ummah. And Allah has kept the protection of this ummah. When this ummah will understand its responsibility, that we have been sent, each ummati is zimmedar, responsible for the entire mankind, and the entire mankind is responsible for each ummati of Janabi Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My respected brothers, let us understand, like Salah is an order of Allah, and like Zakat is an order of Allah, and like Hajj is an order of Allah, Allah's qasam, Dawat and Tabligh is an order of Allah. This is a responsibility. This deen is our deen. It is dying around us. Whose cry is this? Whose pain is this? Our Iman, no new Nabi to come. What does this mean? Allah has forsaken humanity, na'uzubillah. No. We were made the vicegerents of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It is our responsibility to raise the banner of the fikr of Janabi Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Like he was a rahmat, a mercy, lil alameen. Each ummati, male, female, black, white, educated, uneducated, rich, poor, in any corner of the globe, has to become a rahmat, a mercy for humanity, as the Nabi of this ummah was a mercy to humanity. For this, my respected brothers, for us once again to understand our responsibility, we turn our backs on this. Allah has turned the conditions against us. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. There is no quick fix solution. If we want hidayat, we want the help of Allah, we want the mercy of Allah to be directed to us, there is no quick fix solution. We have to come back practically onto Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only his daily life, but his fikr and concern has to become ours. For this ijtima is taking place over the next 2 days, an environment for us to understand what is our responsibility, so that Allah instills it in our heart and we make this decision. That in the past I may have been a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. Ya Allah, I make tawbah for this. Allah is waiting. His mercy we cannot imagine. Make tawbah from the depths of our heart. When we turn our back on our responsibility, we made zulm on ourselves, we made zulm on humanity. That is why today the hearts of humanity have been filled with hatred for us. We have brought these conditions upon ourselves. When we fail to be a mercy, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Man la yarham, la yurham. Those who will not be a mercy, Allah will not show mercy upon them. Conditions will be turned against them. So make tawbah, my respected brothers, and make this firm decision. From now till we die, the effort of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam must become the object of our lives. May Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillah.